been talking science since 7 this evening. Should we talk a little science fiction now? Because the fellow sitting next to me right now is the man behind a new touring stage production called Pioneer. Set a couple of decades in the future. It's rehearsing here in Cambridge, ready for its first show in the city next week. Jack Lowe, director of the show, which is called Pioneer. I'm guessing you must have hot foot from a rehearsal if it's about to open. Tell me what the show's about.
So, it's set in 2029, and it's an imagined future whereby we follow a mission to Mars. In fact, it's the second mission to Mars because there's been a failed one. It follows 3 storylines: mission control in India, 2 brothers who travel across Russia in search of their great-grandfather, who was part of the Russian development of space travel, and then a Dutch couple who are actually on Mars itself.
That's wonderful. It seems very timely. We've had probes, we've had the talk of this, the Mars countdown, with the various people who want to go to Mars on a private trip being whittled down bit by bit. Where did the ideas come from?
So I was at the Natural History Museum, and I was meant to be seeing something else, but I overheard 2 guys talking about this Science Live chat. It's Nature Live at the Science Museum, at the Natural History Museum. And I followed them down a corridor, and I kind of gate crashed this talk. And it was Baz Lansdorp, who is the CEO of Mars One, chatting in a web chat. And it was quite a heated debate. And since then, in the science community, it continues to be a heated debate as to whether Mars One is going to be a successful mission. But at the heart of it, I realised there was a really excellent story to be told, and because I think whatever happens with this Mars One mission, exploration, whatever it is, it's sort of kind of single-handedly reignited, alongside the brilliance of Elon Musk and others, but in terms of sociologically, we're all aware of it, and it's such a kind of amazing press story. So I thought, well, let's not kind of say no to this. Let's sort of try and pursue it and try and form a fictional narrative where Mars One has happened. It's actually been a mission failure, but there's something amazing that theatre can do, which is to put a play in the future and try and reshape where we might want to get to.
For those, and we've talked about Mars One on the show quite a bit, if you haven't read it in the papers, haven't listened to other programme, this is this programme which is going to send people to Mars and presumably not come back. They've got to get there, and something will have been created for them to live in. They are going to set up a community on Mars, and as Jack was saying, it has absolutely inspired many people right across the world. How big a deal is it for you? How problematic is it to try and set something which, if we go and see it at the cinema, is going to be given to us with bells and whistles and going to look so impressive? How easy is it to be as impressive on the stage?
Well, our production is just as impressive as the cinema. I mean, we work a lot with video design, so for any listeners who are into watching theatre with lots of kind of multimedia, that's very much where the storytelling for this production started from. And we use a really dynamic set design, which is inspired by the great sci-fi films such as Moon and 2001: A Space Odyssey. And Moon's set design was actually built on a tiny budget, and it's a great example of how you can use that kind of 60s-inspired high-tech architecture to really sculpt spaces. So our play takes place in mission control, in lifts, in nightclubs, on Mars itself, in corridors, all over the place. So for that reason, I think that the storytelling that we have is very filmic. So in a way, we're using the brilliance of theatre, which is being in a room, sort of cooped up in a room, watching other people pretending to be other people, which is that live experience is amazing if you can connect with those characters. But then also we give the audience some of the arresting visuals, and you see it up close and sort of really right there with you. So,
is it going to make me laugh, make me cry, make me think?
The brother's storyline, they're two. It's an older brother and a younger brother. The younger brother's back from America. He's studying at MIT. He's studying astrophysics at MIT, and his brother has stayed at home in Russia, and their relationship is very, very funny. And they're the everymen, really, and as they travel across, they're travelling in a Lada Sputnik 1.3, which is a terrible car, and they stop off at diners, and the fun thing is they have a great time with each other, but also as brothers they become closer to each other, and it is a thriller, so I can't give too much away about the story, but it makes you think a lot as well.
I mentioned that you've been rehearsing here in Cambridge. You're about to open at the Junction in Cambridge the 18th and 19th next week. Where else are you going?
Well, then we're heading down south to Brighton, and then that's the 26th and 27th of March, then up to Edinburgh from the 2nd to the 4th of April, then into London from the 9th to the 22nd of April, then a little break, and then down to Plymouth from the 19th to the 23rd of May at the Drum Theatre, and finishing off our tour on the 27th of May at the Crucible Studio Theatre in Sheffield.
And then a big rest, presumably.
Absolutely. Well, no rest for the wicked.
Great to talk to you. From Curious Directive, that was Jack Lowe. He's the director of the play we've been talking about, which is called Pioneer. We better play your record. What do you want to hear?
Well, as it's my Desert Island Discs, I will go for Bowie.
Life on Mars.
It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair.